Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive? Today, we're heading to Nigeria.
Sounds interesting.
It is. We're going to explore how they are tackling energy challenges with, get this, renewable solutions.
Going green.
Big time. I've got a podcast episode from an expert and a ton of research. And what's happening over there is connected to your life more than you think.
I wouldn't have guessed that. Nigeria seems pretty far away.
I know, right? But trust me, it'll all make sense. Okay, so Nigeria, big population, booming economy, tons of natural resources. You'd think they'd have no problem keeping the lights on.
Yeah, you'd think so. What's the catch?
Well, almost half the population doesn't have reliable electricity.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, their grid is, how do I put this? Not so reliable. Can't keep up with the demand.
So what's the solution?
Renewable energy, specifically solar.
Solar. Makes sense with all that sunshine.
Right. And get this, the podcast said they get an average of 5.5 kilowatt hours per square meter per day of solar radiation. That's insane.
That's a lot of sunshine. So are they taking advantage of it?
They are, but there's this cool concept called leapfrogging.
Leapfrogging. What's that?
So instead of trying to catch up with, traditional power grids,
Yeah.
which are expensive and kind of outdated,
Right.
Nigeria could just skip ahead, jump right to a modern decentralized system based on renewables.
Like solar.
Exactly. Instead of giant power plants and miles of power lines, they can focus on smaller, local stuff. Rooftop solar panels, mini grids powering individual communities.
That's actually pretty brilliant. It fits their geography, right? A lot of spread out communities.
Exactly. But, of course, there are always challenges.
Like what?
Well, financing's a big one.
Yeah. Solar projects, those can be expensive up front.
Right. But, save money in the long run.
Yeah, makes sense. So what are they doing about it?
Well, they've got policies like the Renewable Energy Master Plan and the Solar Power Nigeria initiative.
Okay. And those are,
Basically signals to investors that Nigeria is serious about solar. Tax breaks, easier permits, stuff like that.
makes it more appealing to invest, right?
Exactly. And it's working. There are some amazing projects happening, like the Nigerian Electrification Project, connecting off-grid communities with solar-powered mini-grids.
Wow, so people are getting electricity who've never had it before.
Yeah. And there's this company, Azuri Solar Initiative. They're providing solar home systems to households.
So they can light their homes, charge their phones, all that.
Exactly. It's not just electricity, it's transforming lives.
That's incredible. But how do these projects actually get off the ground? It seems pretty complicated.
Well, the podcast laid out a roadmap for investing in a solar microgrid project in Nigeria.
Oh, cool, like a step-by-step guide.
Yeah, kind of. First, you got to understand the market, do your research, figure out the energy needs, the competition, all that.
Right, so it's like starting any business. Got to know what you're getting into.
Exactly. Then you got to engage with the regulators, get all the necessary approvals.
Makes sense. Don't want to build something that doesn't meet the rules.
Right. Then it's feasibility study time. Crunch those numbers, make sure it's all viable technically and financially.
A reality check. I like it.
Yeah, got to make sure it makes sense on paper before you start, building stuff.
So what comes after that?
This is where it gets really interesting. Community engagement. You can't just barge in with a one-size-fits-all solution.
Right. You have to involve the locals, understand their specific needs.
Exactly. It's about building trust, making sure the project benefits everyone. Then comes the fun part, securing financing.
Yes. The money part. Always a challenge.
For sure. But there are some new financing models popping up, like pay-as-you-go solar.
Okay, so that makes it more accessible, right?
Exactly. Then, finally, you can build and implement the project. All that planning comes together.
The moment of truth. And when it's done, you've brought clean energy to communities that really need it. It's pretty amazing.
It is, and the impact goes way beyond just electricity. Healthcare, education, jobs, it's transformative.
Yeah, you're creating opportunities that wouldn't exist otherwise.
So we've covered a lot of ground, the challenges, the potential, the projects, but there's so much more to this story.
What else is there? I'm intrigued. Yeah, we've been kind of focused on the small scale stuff.
Right, the individual project.
We need to zoom out.
Okay, I like where this is going. See the whole forest, not just the trees.
Exactly. Nigeria's journey isn't just about these individual projects. It's about creating a whole new energy landscape.
So what does that look like? What's the big picture?
Imagine Nigeria, a shining example of renewable energy success.
For the whole world.
Yeah, why not? Solar panels everywhere, mini grids humming, powering everything, even in those remote villages we talked about.
That's a pretty amazing vision. And it's not just a dream, right? We've even seen the policies, the investments. It's happening.
It is happening, but to make this vision a reality, we need a few things.
Okay, like what?
Well, continued investment is key. Got to keep that money flowing. Public and private to fund new projects, expand the existing ones, and support, innovation.
Right? Keep watering that seed so it can grow. Speaking of innovation, the podcast mentioned the Katsina Solar Wind Farm.
Oh, yeah, that's a cool one. Hybrid system. Combines solar and wind.
Best of both worlds. Sunshine during the day, wind at night.
Exactly. Keeps the energy flowing more consistently. It's projects like that that make me optimistic.
Me too. But
Yeah.
we need more than just technology, right?
Right. We need people, skilled workers to design, build, operate all that.
So education and training are crucial.
Totally. Got to build that workforce. But, we've been pretty positive so far.
Yeah, maybe it's time for a reality check. Are there any downsides? Things that could hold them back?
Well, we have to make sure this transition is equitable, benefits everyone.
Right, no one gets left behind, especially those remote communities.
Exactly. And another thing is the environmental impact.
Of solar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The manufacturing process, the disposal of the panels.
Oh, right.
Yes.
So even clean energy has its footprint.
Yeah, we have to be mindful of the whole life cycle. But to be fair, they are working on it.
Okay, good. More sustainable manufacturing, recycling programs, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thinking long term.
So it sounds like they're on the right track, taking a holistic approach.
Yeah.
But this isn't just about Nigeria, right?
Not at all. This is a story with global implications.
It's a model for other countries facing energy challenges.
Yeah, Nigeria is showing what's possible. Innovation, determination, commitment. It's inspiring.
It really is. So for our listener, what's the takeaway here? What can they learn from all this?
Well, this transition to clean energy, it's happening now, everywhere. It's not some far-off thing.
It's a global wave, and Nigeria is riding it, showing us what can be done.
So the question is, what will our listener do?
Catch the wave.
Yeah, exactly. How will they be a part of this transformation?
Wow, what a deep dive this has been. Nigeria's renewable energy journey. That's pretty amazing.
It is, isn't it? Just goes to show you what's possible when a country really commits to it.
Yeah, and it's not just about the technology. It's about the impact.
Absolutely. Transforming lives, powering communities. It's about opportunity.
It really is. But, we've talked a lot about Nigeria.
Right. What about everyone else?
Exactly. What can our listener take away from all this? What can they do?
Well, first of all, I hope they realize this isn't just some, far-off thing.
The clean energy transition.
Yeah, it's happening now, all around us. Nigeria is a great example, but it's not the only one.
So what can our listener do to be a part of it?
Well, they can start by looking around their own community.
Seeing what's happening locally.
Exactly. Are there solar projects, initiatives for energy efficiency, things like that?
Right. Just being aware of the possibilities.
Yeah. And then think about what they can do in their own lives.
Like reducing their own energy consumption.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Simple things. LED light bulbs, public transportation, maybe even solar panels on their roof.
Right. Taking ownership.
And if they want to go even further, invest in renewable energy projects or companies.
Put your money where your mouth is, right?
Exactly. And don't forget the power of, speaking up.
Advocating for change.
Yeah. Contact your representatives, support organizations pushing for clean energy policies.
Make your voice heard.
Exactly. So as we wrap up, I guess the message is, don't just listen, act.
Be a part of this energy revolution, no matter how small you think your contribution might be.
It all adds up. Every little bit helps.
Well said. And for those who want to learn more, be sure to check out the show notes. All the links and resources are there.
Yeah, dive deeper. Keep learning.
And keep shining your light on the world. Thanks for joining us on this incredible deep dive into Nigeria's solar-powered future. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.